Questions from Amanda in Indiana. I'm in the middle of a divorce and not sure what to do with my will. What do I do with my will after my divorce is finalized, especially where my young kids are involved? Well, you would reset your will. You need a new will anytime there's a major life change or anytime you change states. You would need to set a new will. And so you'd rewrite your will. It's certainly up to you what you put in the will and who's going to be taking care of your children in a divorce situation. Unless their father is unfit to care for them, and the courts have ruled that, it'd be difficult, even with a will, to keep your children from their father in the event of your death. But if the courts have ruled him to be ineligible, and I'm not an attorney, but I mean, I'm just trying to think through this logically with you, then you would decide who's going to take care of the kids if something's going to happen to you. Now, I cannot think of a case, like none. I can't think of a scenario in which I would leave him money, your ex. I would leave money to the children in a trust that is to be managed for the good of the children, and someone else is managing the trust. Maybe your parents, your sister, your brother, I don't know. But that's managed for the good of the kids, and that can include, and should probably include, some of the monies. Like if you had $1 million life insurance policy on you, you would pay that into the trust for the good of the kids if you were to die. But your ex couldn't get his hands on that because it's being managed by someone else. But income off of that trust to support the children should be going to him. He should be getting a check once a month from that trust, morally speaking, to take care of your kids and assist in caring for them. You could also put provisions in the family trust to take care of your kids. When they turn 16, you could help them buy a car. In our case, the way I was written up, we paid half of our kids' cars, and meaning we matched. We had 401 Dave, and so we had a matching plan. And when they turned 16, we paid half of their first car. And so if they saved up $500, they got a $1,000 car. And we had that as a provision in the will that the trust, if Sharon and I died, would do the same thing. Now, that trust is long since disbanded, of course, and will never occur because the kids are now grown and they have their own cars and so forth. And the next thing we said was if something happened that they had a major medical event and some of the trust needed to pay out some extra monies to take care of their health needs. If a child had a major health issue, then some of the trust money could be used for that. Some of the trust money could be used to pay for college. And then after college, in our case, ours was set up to where they got some of the money upon graduation, they got some more at 25 and some more at 30. And that would be, all of that would have happened if we had died while our children were minors. That's just an example of the kind of things you could put in your will. And this trust, you can make it do anything you want it to do. But it would be highly unusual for you to allow your ex-husband to manage your wealth for the good of your children. If you were that trusting of him, you probably wouldn't be getting a divorce. So I don't think we're going to go that way. So I'd put someone else to managing the money, and then you determine, based on the situation and the eligibility legally, who's going to take care of the kids if something happens to you. And all of that is in the will. And as soon as the divorce is finalized, you need a new will. That's simple. Anytime there's a big life change, you get married, you get divorced, you move states, you have a change in wealth, substantial change in wealth, up or down. You need to relook at your will and rethink about it. We revisit and go through ours every year. It's a big, hairy deal. We comb through it, look at all the different things we've got structured. Is everything right? We go over it with the attorney. We go over it with the family. We go over it with the leadership team here at Ramsey, so that if something happens in the coming 12 months, everyone is aligned on what's going to happen. There are no surprises. You should always, by the way, everyone needs a will. You need to go to mamabearlegalforms.com and get your will going. Everyone needs a will. And it doesn't take but about 20 minutes to knock one out, a basic will. $100 or so will knock it out. And it's just good management of your life. And it's really kind of an emotionally strenuous exercise because you have to actually sit around and discuss you dying. And so I call it the Monty Python meeting that we have once a year. I'm feeling much better. it's only a flesh wound, all that stuff, right? And so, because we're sitting there talking about me dying the whole time for this 2-hour meeting, and we go through all these details of what's going to happen in the coming year if I die. And Sharon has figured it out that our estate plan is predicated on me dying first, which makes me a little worried, like she has a plan or something. So, so anyway, yeah, everyone needs a will.